My birthday is on October 12th, and there is a lot going on between backyard baseball coming out on October 10th, and then the Yankees are in the playoffs. And then to top it all off, which I really feel which is like an icing on the cake and everything, we have Junji Ito's Uzumaki that's premiered on Toonami. I've been having a blast with this series, or this four-part series, we'll call it. Now, the reason we're here to talk about Toonami's Uzumaki is because of the rather disappointment that we saw on episode 2. You may have seen this on your social media. There were people talking about it because, mainly, episode 1 was great as far as quality, but then when you look at episode 2 was just bad. It was just really bad as far as animation and the quality of this episode goes. We're going to explore that a little bit. If I'm going to explain this to you and tell you the difference between episodes 1 and 2, you kind of need to see for yourself why people have been making a whole stink about it. As a quick disclaimer before we move on with everything, there are going to be some spoilers. I'm just going to call them spoilers for those that just haven't watched it and they're looking to watch it. Viewers' discretion is advised, or whatever you call it. Spoiler alert. Let's keep it moving. So before I show you the clip from episode 1, this is the page that the clip will be referencing. You have the protagonist. She was just walking with her boyfriend, and then all of a sudden, right behind her, there is this mini tornado that just blows right past her.
今なんて言ったの？
Now, this was really top-notch of an animation. Basically, what they did here, to the best of my ability, I'm going to describe this because I don't watch a lot of anime so much. I think what they did was they made the whole anime into like a CGI, but then they overdrawn it with 2D. So basically, they took a CGI character, and then they would just, draw everything frame by frame, I would assume, and they just added like the shading and the shadowing and whatnot, and that's how it came to be. And that's why even down to her hair, like different strands of her hair were moving, and that was very beautiful to watch. Now, this is episode 2, and you let me know what you think about this. Check it out.
Kazunori, 逃げろ！待て！カズノリ！戻りなさい！
私もうダメ。
よりこ、この野郎、何度殴られたら気が済むんだ！
So everything there was rather stiff. You can also see when the characters were running down the beach when you were looking from behind them. You can see it didn't feel like as if they were actually running on sand. It looked like they just took like a GIF, like a transparent GIF of people running, and it was kind of like a pan. Like it's just a image of a GIF, a transparent GIF, and it was just like panning across the beach. And that was basically it. And I just thought that there was definitely something wrong there. And this is not mentioned, that punch was very weak. I swear to God, like, it's like me punching you and I just did, and then you're just like, ugh, and then you just fall on the ground. Like, it just looks so fake. I'm like, what happened here? This was an absolute 180 in quality. It just bothered me just how bad it was. The episode 2 got the point across. It was progressing the story, though I do disagree with the pacing of it all. I don't like how fast they were going about it. I feel as if they were trying to take the 30 minutes that they have and then say, okay, there's a lot that happened in this segment of Uzumaki, so let's just go climax after climax after climax after climax. It felt as if there was like no cooldown. Other than the pacing of the story, the animation quality spoke volumes here. It was definitely in your face. You try to ignore it and just focus on the story, but a lot of people just couldn't help but think to themselves, what really happened? So the Uzumaki executive producer broke silence about episode 2 because everyone on social media, or at least the fans of Junji Ito's work, was complaining about the quality of episode 2 to the point that he had to speak up about it. This is what he put on his Blue Sky account. He basically goes on to say, "It's fine, we knew this would happen. I can't talk about what went down, but we were screwed over and the options were A, not finish and air nothing and call it a loss, B, just finish and air episode 1 and leave it incomplete, or C, run all 4, warts and all, out of respect for the hard work, we chose C. After waiting so long, it makes sense people would be mad. Unfortunately, I can't tell them who to blame it on, but someone is definitely at fault here. And we all just had to do our best when things imploded. Maybe others would have made a different choices. We did the best we could with what we had. But again, a lot of people worked very hard on this show, and I didn't think the actions of just one or two people should be the reason it never saw the light of day. Maybe that's the wrong choice. I truly don't know. But those people have a right to be annoyed and disappointed. I'm glad you're digging. So a little bit of like a backstory here. Uzumaki was announced on 2019, just about like a year before the whole COVID pandemic situation happened. Everyone was pumped, everybody was excited, but then COVID hit, and we're gonna talk more about that. So the article will continue on from his statement and say that the series premiere of Uzumaki was highly praised for its haunting visuals that brought Ito's horrifying artwork to life. The critical acclaim for episode 1 was unanimous, with many believing the quote-unquote curse regarding adaptations of Ito's printed works had finally been broken. However, the dip in animation quality for Uzumaki's episode 2 was anything but subtle. Clips of extremely stilted animation, poor lip syncing, and inconsistent drawings, seemingly a complete 180 of the animation in episode 1, began circulating on social media within minutes. So I did see Netflix adaptation of Junji Ito's, collection of stories, and I felt that it was kind of a miss. I felt like there could be more to Junji Ito's work than what Netflix had going on. So I took it upon myself to buy his books, and that's why you see the Uzumaki book there. And I was not disappointed in the slightest. I actually loved his work, and I just bought more books after more books from him, and the next thing you know, I'm a fan. I am aware that there's also a Junji Ito collection on Crunchyroll, but I have looked at reviews and people said that it was also, it's not too good, but it's not too bad either. And I think that's basically what the fans are talking about there with this curse thing. How there are many entities that look at Junji Ito stories and they say, hey, let's make an adaptation of it. Let's make an anime or something. And it just doesn't hit the same as it would if you were to read the manga. While DeMarco didn't go into detail about what went wrong with the production of Uzumaki, the series' development woes have been well known since its initial announcement in 2019. The highly anticipated adaptation of Ito's famous horror story took 5 years to air, suffering 3 critical delays. The third delay occurred during the COVID-19 pandemic when the entertainment industry was struggling to adapt to working remotely. DeMarco even joked about the series' cursed production in a recent interview with Vulture. After being delayed indefinitely in June 2022, Uzumaki anime team announced at San Diego Comic-Con 2024 that the series would finally premiere on September 28th. Episode 1 was directed by Hiroshi Nagahama and animated by the studio Hugaku. However, episode 2 was directed by Yuji Moriyama and animated by Studio Akatsuki. So Too Long didn't listen. Basically, Uzumaki went through some developmental hell. That's basically it. The fact that they went from one studio to another just kind of showed that there were a lot of moves that were made, but there were probably reasons behind these moves. And if you look side by side between episode 1 and episode 2 staffing, you can see that the directors change, and also you notice that the animation studios are different as well. I did a little bit of research on the studios. Hugaku only has 2 shows, with Dog Signal being one of the shows that's coming out on October 22nd. They said they were established on 2019, so I guess they kind of came to be when Uzumaki became a project that they were chosen to work on. But then when you look at Akatsuki, they have a large portfolio, or I should say not too large, but they have a pretty decent sized portfolio of works that they've done, including one of the shows that I did watch. I looked at their catalog. I wasn't familiar with any of the anime here, except for Housing Complex C. I did watch it. It's like another horror anime. It's something a little decent. If you're a horror fan, especially in the anime field, I would definitely recommend this. I'm really rooting for the studios behind Uzumaki, only because, for one, it's my birthday, and this is more of like a gift to me, so I wouldn't want something like this to be shitty, especially when the 3rd episode is about to premiere on my birthday, so I'm really hoping that there's some level of improvement here. That's why I'm a little bit optimistic here, because they did reveal a trailer for episode 3. You let me know what you think about the quality here, and we'll see where we can go from here. Check it out.
On the next all-new episode of Uzumaki.
忙しいですよ。どうしたの？ 人の秘密を覗き見しといて黙って帰る気。
There's only so much that you can take from a clip like this. 1 minute of a clip doesn't result in 30 minutes of that same episode being amazeballs. Other than that, I just kind of have to hold my breath here and just hope for the best for some sort of improvement when it comes to episode 3. I'm pretty excited. My birthday's around the corner. I get to watch some Uzumaki. I get to play some backyard baseball. Yankees are in the playoffs. Again, I am feeling good right now. I am going to be streaming on October 11th, the night before my birthday. I would really love for y'all to join in. But until then, just follow me on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, like and comment while you're at it. It really does help with the algorithm. I would really appreciate that. But until then, y'all, that's really all I have. I'm a huge fan of Junji Ito, and I just wanted to talk to somebody about it because this whole situation was just a huge mess, and I just had to rant or vent about it. But until then, that's about it. Peace.